Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about the wait. Um, so yeah, I've not been around all week. People that know me know that I've been poorly. When I put I've been a little poorly, it were actually quite serious. So, but I'll wait and see. You know, I'll wait for people coming in, and I'll explain what's been the matter with me. Sort of no good sort of sitting here explaining to myself, and then as people gradually come in, hiya real Joey, hiya karate. So yeah, when I've put the title, I've been a little poorly. I've actually been quite poorly, actually. Hence me not being around all week. So Mr. P's not here at the moment. He's just gone down to the Asda. No, it's nothing to do with that karate. Mr. P has been quite concerned about me because it's something that both of us has had before. Mr. P's been hospitalised twice with it. Hiya, Glyn, how are you? All right, I can't see out my glasses. So, I can see. I feel a lot better than what I did, put it that way, Glyn. So, I thought I was going to be hospitalised on Monday. Put it that way. I started feeling ill last weekend, and then like I woke up and it just felt like I got a stiff neck. Pet spider, where? But yeah, I started feeling unwell over the weekend. You see, I'm trying to bring awareness to this particular. It's an infection, basically. Um, I started feeling unwell, and the feelings that I were getting were like flu-like symptoms. I woke up with a stiff neck on Saturday morning, like generally feeling unwell over the weekend, and then I noticed like all my neck and everything was swelling up, and me and Chris both knew what it was because I'd been hospitalised with it before. Mr. P's been hospitalised with it before. Yeah, that's more like it. And it's called cellulitis. Now, people I've spoke to, first question is, what's cellulitis? So it's all right. I'm looking for my phone on the opposite side of me. You know, it says, well, these are signs and symptoms. You see, for people that don't know anything about cellulitis, it masquerades as like flu-like symptoms. It says possible signs and symptoms of cellulitis. Red area of the skin that tends to expand. Well, mine were in my neck, and then it went all down my chest and everywhere. Swelling, tenderness, pain, warmth, fever, and occasionally blisters. and it's basically it's basically a bacteria. So it's, you see, the first, I went to the doctors on Monday, and the first thing the doctor says, have you been bitten, or have you been travelling, or, because a bite, a scratch, or anything can cause it. Now, I mean, I've still got a little bit of redness, as you can see, but as I say, I went to the doctors straight away. She says, I want you to go to the hospital. I want the, you know, I'd got to go to infectious diseases ward, and I thought, Gordon Bennett, that sounds a bit ominous. So anyway, I went down there on Monday, and basically they said, yeah, it is cellulitis. Normally, the only way that you can get shut of this infection is to have intravenous antibiotics. But the consultant that saw me basically said, well, you've caught it in time. I think, an oral antibiotic should suffice. So that's basically it. Obviously, I've scared people off talking about it, so because we're down to the one. So yeah, I have published a few baking vlogs, but apart from that, I've sort of not. I've not felt like doing much. I've not felt well enough to go live, so I thought, well, I'll come, you know, show people that I'm still around and explain the reasons why I've not been around. But it's just one of them things, if you're ill, you're ill, then that's all there is to it. So I Crimson, how are you? Um yeah, I mean, as this title suggests, I've been poorly. Um Thought I was gonna have to go in the hospital, but no, I didn't. Everyone in chat, there's only 2 watching, Crimson. Um so yeah, that's why I've not been live at all week. For the fact that I've been, no, I had to go Monday, Crimson. I was ill all weekend. Went to the doctors on Monday. I knew it was cellulitis. And basically, she says, I want you to go down to the hospital to get it checked out. She says they might keep you in. They might just want you to go back on a daily basis for intravenous antibiotics. So we went down there. We were down there pretty much quite a while, and the consultant came back and he says, I think we've caught it in time, and I'm going to give you, well, gave me 2 lots of antibiotics actually, them, which I have to take 3 of every 4 times a day, and fluoxetillin, 2 of them 4 times a day. So it's just nipped down to Asterian. So yeah, so I've been on quite strong antibiotics. They 500 micrograms. Now I have to take 2 of them 4 times a day, And then these are 150 micrograms, and I've got to take 3 of them 4 times a day. So every time I take them, I've got to take 5 tablets. Tell him to stay there an hour. Yeah, because you see, we needed some milk, so he says, if you're going live, he says, I'll just nip down to Asda. So yeah, he's just nipped down there. Um, uh, you see, these ones aren't too bad. They're like little green ones because they're smaller than others. Uh, but these are quite big. So yeah. He'll be back shortly. So yeah. So 5 of them 4 times a day. Uh, so yeah. But yeah. I mean, I'm not going into too much detail, but they're doing wonders for my waistline. I'll just say that. Hi, Angel. How are you? So, so yeah. Um, hopefully, I will say it's not too bad. You can see like where the redness and everything's been on my chest. But it's not too bad now. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. The antibiotics is only like a week's course. They did say to me when they sent me home from the hospital, if it gets worse or if you think that the antibiotics aren't working, just give us a ring and come back. Oh, that'd be lovely, Ian. Yeah, I mean, folks I've spoke to have said it just looks like sunburn, but you see, that is a sign that that is cellulitis. I mean, it does look like sunburn, but I mean, on I think Sunday night you could see the swelling all in my neck. It were all like here, all in my neck. It were red hot, and it were like swollen. So I'm a lot better than I were, Ian. Well, that's it, Ian. Same as I say, I kept everything crossed for you, and you know, obviously it worked. So yeah, same as I say, I'm getting there. I feel a lot better sort of today than I did Monday, if you know what I mean. Felt really ill on Monday, but you see, I've had this cellulitis before, and obviously, people that know Chris know that he's had it several times. He's been hospitalised twice. He had it really bad last time. Um, so we know the signs, but not a lot of people know about it. I mean, um, I've messaged people, and they've messaged me saying, are you okay and everything. Told them what it is, and then first thing is, what's cellulitis? Well, that's it, Ian. Um, but things is moving on the right track, if you know what I mean. But yeah, not a lot of people know about this cellulitis. Um, and when I've told people that it was cellulitis, first things were, what's cellulitis? And that's why I say I want to bring, you know, for people to look at. No, he had it. It's he had it in 2015, Ian, but he still bears the scars, if you know what I mean. He had it really, really bad. I mean, that's sort of the spectrum. I mean, Chris, he went downhill really fast, and he was verging on sepsis. And this is what I'm saying: bringing awareness to it, because it can be life threatening if you leave it.
Oh.
Well, same as I say. Oh, serves you right. But anyway, same as I say. You see, Ian says you've got shit on again. You know why, Ian? Because they don't tell it tonight, because they're playing a friendly. That's why he's got that on. But I'm just going to say this. I was hospitalised in 2013, but it were in the same place. It were in my neck. It was swelling. All round here was swollen, and that's why they hospitalised me, because it were affecting my throat, and it did like this time. But all the blood tests, everybody knows that that when you get an infection, your white blood cell rises. Well, all my tests were coming back normal. You know, you're not showing any signs of an infection. So basically, they just observed me, kept me in for observation. Then all of a sudden, I got this, like, the red rash went all down my left breast, and it was bright red. And that only then did they give me intravenous antibiotics. So yeah, you know, you can say I'm not normal. I'm not normal. Whereas Chris, when he had it, he sort of 1 minute he was saying he felt poorly, and then next day he were in hospital. You know what I mean? He sort of, you know, went downhill really fast. And by the time he got into hospital, he were verging on sepsis, he were dehydrated, you know what I mean? He sort of, he don't do things by half, let's just say. But, you know, the signs that I was showing were just like swelling on my neck, and, you know, they were scratching their heads because I weren't showing any sign of infection. So, you know, it's like all people are different. So, you know, you've got people like Chris that 1 minute they're all right, next minute they're really poorly. Whereas, you know, yeah, they're okay. Ian, they're going down to Becca's. I don't know whether they're going today or whether they're going tomorrow, but obviously the kids break up from school, so they're down there for 6 weeks. But I'm not sure what day they're going. So, but yeah, I mean, the okay. Emma's not doing too good. They found out what were causing her pain. She's on strong antibiotics as well. But like me, I mean, yeah, the antibiotics that the doctors have given her are making her feel sick and everything. So, you know, same as I said, I'd get her, you know, few days for them to kick in, and then if there's no improvement, then get back to doctors. I mean, they did find out what were wrong with her. I don't want to say, too much, but anyway, Emma's on strong antibiotics. But Crimson wearing.
What are you watching?
I don't know whether he's still here or not. Hang Arts is going to be discontinued on the 1st of August.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I forgot what it's called. That's quite a few of them are using it now, but I forgot what it's called now. And it's an alternative to Hang Arts. Yeah, I forgot what it's called now. You know what I'm like. I have these brain fog moments. So, but yeah, there's a boxing corner in my Hang Arts box, and it says Hang Arts on air is discontinued from up 1st of August. So,
Okay, so get used to it.
well, that's it. It says for quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam. But is it going to be like Hang Arts or But I have noticed that I have been watching YouTube sort of on and off. And I forgot what it's called now. I'll have to have a look. I'll just Google it. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. What is going to replace Google Hangouts? Rumours started swirling on Friday after a source told that Hangouts would be shut down in 2020. So, I don't know what's replacing it. Yeah. Hiya, Rodney. How are you? It's all right. Rodney might know what's replacing Google Hangouts. I'm just trying to have a look. What's replacing Google Hangouts, because I've got a box up here. Oh yeah, and it says like from 1st of August, Google Hangouts is being discontinued. So I don't know what's replacing it. I have seen one or two people using a different forum, but I just forget what it's called. So I mean, if anybody in the chat knows what it's been replaced with, but when you think about it, I mean, 1st of August isn't that far away. So I mean, it's it's getting to know what it's being replaced with, and you know, how to use it, if you know what I mean. So so yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm same, Rodney. I know it's being replaced with an app, but I forget what it's called as well. I have seen people already using it, but I just forget what it's called now. But hey ho, I mean, I'm sure, you know, things will, come to light eventually. Um, all right, while I think about
Just for Ian.
it, there's another tablet I have to take. That's my multivitamins.
That's your 165th today.
I mean, it's like first thing in the morning, I take all my tablets. But with the antibiotics on top of that, I took 16 tablets this morning. So, but that's not including my pain medication and these, vitamin things. So yeah, it's like the pharmacy in here first thing in the morning. I've got my little piles. Oh, Canadian Drone Hub has started using Zoom, but that has a monthly fee. Well, I'm sure there's a free alternative to it, because there's such a lot of people use Google Hangouts. You know what I mean? It's I mean, not saying, but it's got to be replaced with something. Because there's that many people on YouTube that use Google Hangouts. I mean, I know a lot of people use OBS and Skype and and this, that, and the other. But like me, I've always used Google Hangouts. Okay, then. Thank you for coming in, Rodney, and I do appreciate you coming in. So I've got Bella's mug as well. So yeah, I mean I mean, like me, I'm not very technological. So I mean, like, OBS and things like that's out of the question because I'd get all in a fuddle. It's got to be something that that's simple enough for, let's say, for instance, me, that are not technological. In it took me long enough to get used to Google Hangouts, and now they're taking it away. So so I don't know. Some as I say, Chris. Pardon me, Chris is just looking it up. Excuse me for a minute. I've just got blown my nose.
Hangouts chat are primarily focused on team collaboration for G-Suite customers and at some point will be made available for existing Hangouts users. We are fully committed to supporting Hangouts users in the meantime, so it's Hangouts chat and meet.
Oh. But you see, like when I set the live streams up, it says start with Google Hangouts.
Oh,
so
that's no one.
You know what I mean? What's going to replace that? Because see, you set the live stream up, and then there's like a thing, and it says start with Google Hangouts. So I don't know. As I say, it's a bit of a grey area, really. It if they're doing away with the Google Hangouts, are they replacing it? I mean, we did have Andrew from Poosa Studios in not so long back, and he sort of did try to explain to us you know, what it was going to be replaced by, and you know, but some, as I say, I mean, like for people that you know, I mean, a lot of people stream from the phones. They do live streams from the phones. I'm using a laptop at the moment, so
Everybody say G Suite.
G Suite.
Yeah.
It says, "Are you crying? Oh, you got a cold." I've got a cold, Ian. You know, as if I hadn't had enough on my plate. I've been really poorly all week. And then sort of just getting on the road to recovery, and Mr. Pease gave me his cold. So yeah, I was down at the hospital on Monday, Ian, not knowing whether I'd have to stop in or, but as touching wood, as look at it, I am blaming you. It's all your fault. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know whether you've heard of cellulitis, Ian, but that's what I've. No, not food poisoning. I've not poisoned anybody yet, Ian. I'm too good a baker to poison anybody. No, well, I've still got it. It's cellulitis. I had it all in my neck, and all my throat was swelling up, and not. You see, first things people ask me is what's cellulitis, but it's a bacterial infection that you get in your blood. So yeah, you know, I mean, felt poorly over the weekend. Went straight to the doctors on Monday because I've had it. I had it in 2013. Chris had it in 2015. But you know, same as I was just saying earlier on, um, Chris had it a lot worse than what I had it. But same as I say, we were down at Hallamshire most Monday. You know, the consultant. Oh, so you've got another 2 years before you get another dose of it. And we say you don't want one as bad as what you had last time. But you see, cellulitis, it's an infection. When Chris had it, he had it really bad. It looked like they poured a kettle down his leg, and he was verging on septicemia. This is what I'm saying. People, there's not a lot known about it, and it is life-threatening if left untreated. And like Chris, he was in hospital a week having intravenous antibiotics. This is how bad Chris's was. For 4 weeks afterwards, he was having to go to the hospital every day for intravenous antibiotics. Then when that finished, he had 2 weeks of oral antibiotics. But you see, sort of on the, you know, I didn't have it all that bad. And when we went to hospital on Monday, the consultant said to me, luckily we've caught it in time. I've come home with like 2 lots of strong antibiotics. So I have 5 antibiotics 4 times a day. It seems to be doing this. You see, people, this is the redness that I'm talking about, and here on my neck. People think it's sunburn. This is what it presents itself as, like a red rash type of thing, and like all my neck was swollen up. And but you see, Chris has had it like he has it in his legs, and this is the second time I've had it in my neck. So people that have, well, that have it are more prone to it. So it's if you've had it once, you're more prone to it. So, but this is the second episode I've had. I mean, you've had it. You've been hospitalised twice with it, haven't you?
Yep.
So it's being vigilant and knowing the signs, and
Trying to find a picture on it.
yeah. But yeah, Chris, when Chris got it in 2015, he, it were bad. It were bad. So when say to people, "Oh, I've got cellulitis," first things they say is, "What's cellulitis?" So not a lot of people have heard of it or know about it. So it's something that you have to make people aware of. Same as I say, it first presents as like flu-like symptoms, feeling unwell, going hot and cold, but then you get, the redness, the swelling, tenderness, and both times my symptoms have presented as waking up in the morning and you've got a stiff neck. So everybody's different, but a scratch, an insect bite, anything could cause it, and it's like a blood infection. So it's just a case of letting people know, but it can be serious. It can be life threatening. And not a lot of people know that either. Because obviously everybody knows that once you get sepsis, it starts shutting all your organs and everything down. And this is why I'm saying you have to catch it early in order to treat it. Yeah, if you leave it and leave it and leave it, I mean, like when Chris had his in 2015, he came home from work on the Monday, didn't feel very well, made him an appointment at the doctor's the next morning. She gave him some antibiotics, and the next day he was in hospital. That's how quickly it took hold with Chris. And then there were sort of the consultants at the hospital were scratching their heads, not knowing what had caused it. And eventually they put it down to athlete's foot, of all things. So, it just goes to show that, they said is caused by athlete's foot. You don't know what's caused mine. It's just that you're susceptible to it once you've had it. I don't know.
Found a picture of it.
Oh, yeah, let's put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put it in group. So yeah, I mean, it's just be wary, guys. I mean, it's a very, very nasty infection. So I don't know. I mean, are you only one that's chatting? Nobody else seems to be saying anything. So I mean, I'll leave it a bit longer. I'll leave it till I've been on an hour, and then if we don't get any more in, then hey, yeah. I mean, Crimson come in and he said it's been dead. Really. So yeah, I mean, if you're watching, just say hello in the chat. If is it just me and Chris that's chatting at the moment? We've got 3 watching, but nobody's chatting. So somebody's talking to themselves in corner. It's the first sign of madness, Mr. P. Talking to yourself. Yeah, go in. You've been gone a long while.
No, I expect to be married for 16 years.
Not saying anything. I was even supposed to be having my hair cut on Tuesday, but I was that poorly. I had to cancel it. I didn't fancy anybody, tugging about and whatever with me hair. So I ended up cancelling the appointment. I just didn't feel like it. I mean, there is pictures on Facebook, me down the hospital and whatever, but I was hoping and praying that they wouldn't keep me in, and they didn't. So I was satisfied with coming home with, as Chris put it, a barrel load full of tablets, 6 boxes in all. So it is what it is. Don't see many people about this morning. I mean, I know. Uh,
24 out there.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm wearing the car anyway.
Well, it's always different in cars, isn't it? Well, even you not chatting now. I know it is. It is very quiet. So, but everybody's deserted me. Same as I say. Hopefully by next week I should be back to my normal self. Pardon me. I mean, I'm sat here talking to myself and nobody's chatting, and we're down to 2 now, so one of them's buggered off. So yeah, I'll have a look in a minute, Mr. P. Oh, we've gone back up to 3. Yeah. Hiya, Washington County News. How are you? So yeah, Mr. P's posted a pic in the group of when he had cellulitis in 2015. So yeah, so when we're down to 3, Washington. Yeah. it's a little slow this morning, you know. I apologise. There's only 3 in at the moment. So we're down to 2 again now. So so yeah, I'll just give it till about, I don't know, about what time did I start?
Oh, 45 minutes ago.
I mean, I've got things to do, so you know, I can't see it point in sort of just sitting here waffling on to myself. We've only got 2 watching at the moment, so I'm going to shut it down, guys. I'm not 100% myself, so hopefully I'll be back to strength on Monday. So I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.